lovely Lockdonia. It's quiet, so sleepy, yes, but many residents are busier than ever, working hard from home. Come with me and meet our agony aunt, our own dear fairy godmother, who looks out for us all.
Hello viewers, it's Philomena here, your favourite fairy godmother and agony aunt, here to answer your questions, queries and conundrums about the curse of the Corona pirates, the latest decrees given by Baron Boris the Bad, and also this week I shall be trying to help with distance dating dilemmas. My fairy magic, as you know, has proved ineffective against the curse that blights our land, but I shall try my best to help. My post bag and inbox have been bursting at the seams this week, so let's see what we can do for you poor, perplexed and positively pissed off people of Lockdonia today. I won't have time to answer all of you, but here's just a random selection. Here's a letter from a young man with a dating dilemma. He writes,
Dear Fairy Godmother, during the Corona pirate crisis and not having been able to venture out of the castle for several weeks to follow my destiny and find my one true love, I now find that the castle where she lives is impenetrable because of the amount of weeds and treacherous thorn bushes that have rapidly grown up around it. According to the neighbours, everyone's asleep due to a wicked enchantment. I've snagged several pairs of hose on the thorns trying to gain entry, and incidentally can't replace them as they're deemed non-essential items. I understand that if I do reach the princess, I can break the sleeping spell by kissing her, but with social distancing rules in place, how shall I in fact be able to do this? I've thought of placing an antibacterial wipe between our lips, gargling with Dettol and wearing a face mask, but I'm unsure as to whether or not a kiss whilst wearing PPE would be effective enough to break the spell, and as it is within fairy tale regulations. Your advice would be much appreciated. In desperation, the handsome prince.
well, handsome prince, a double dilemma indeed. Instead of being cross about your ruined hose, you need to think happy thoughts. And if your intentions are true and your destiny decreed, then you will find that the thorns will soon turn to fragrant flowers and you will gain access to the castle and thereby reach your sleeping princess. The biggest problem, of course, will be waking her with a kiss whilst socially distancing, which is going to be somewhat tricky, I agree. However, Baron Boris has now decreed that if you are single and live alone, then you will be able to join the princess's family bubble and even stay the night. My advice to you is to risk the kiss in order to win the thoroughly washed hand of a beautiful sleeping beauty, and you will live happily ever after.
Excellent advice indeed. I wonder what she'd have to say to this next lady, a character we know of old. Be on your guard, folks. It's the Wicked Queen. Oh, not Theresa May. That's so last year.
Good morning, Mirror. Who is the fairest of them all?
Can't really see you very clearly today, Queenie.
What? Yes, I think you do need a bit of a clean. You'll then be able to see the beautiful me. Actually, oh, no, look at my roots. My hair has never been as bad as this. Just hadn't realised how bad it had got. This isn't me. I could cry. I can't go to the hairdressers. I can't go and have my nails done, and I want them doing now. Can't even go to the salon and have a lovely Botox session. Oh, and on closer inspection, I need some more polyfiller. Oh, or you might call it magic eye cream. Oh well, desperate measures required. Gosh, I am missing my Botox. I'm going to have to book a slot with someone like Waitrose or M&S. Oh, but certainly not Aldi. How do you set about doing that, I wonder?
Will she ever manage it?
Now, who's this young man with the green fingers? Is it Monty Don? Is it Joe Hardy digging up his rhubarb?
Hello, my name's Jack Goldfinger and I live here in Lockdonia with my mum. People often ask me if I've lived here all my life, but I always answer, not yet. We found it quite hard since the beginning of lockdown. My mum got furloughed from Hardup Hall and my business just didn't qualify for any government help because basically I hadn't started it. I didn't know what to do with myself when I left Hopeful Valley College. I thought I might like to be a professional dancer, so I booked in at Emma Clare's and I had a few lessons. Oh, it didn't work out though. I kept feeling as though I was taking 2 steps forward and 1 step back all the time. Then I was offered a job as a gardener, but the salary was so low that I decided I'd like to grow vegetables and I'd do it on my own. Problem number 1. We haven't got a garden at home, so there I was, all dressed up and nowhere to grow. So then I thought about my cousins who live in the village. Their names are Ridiculous and Simon, and they've got an allotment. An allotment would solve all my problems. Be a brilliant place to grow veggies. So I rang Simon and he told me how to apply and who the best parish councillor would be to approach. So I worked my charms on Mother Goose, and soon I was happily digging away, dreaming about what I was going to plant. And turns out that's not all I'm going to be dreaming about. That widow Twanky started doing Zumba classes in the village, and she looked very attractive the other day, bending over her radishes on the next plot. I even got propositioned by the evil queen one afternoon. She was taking a short cut home from the pub, and she didn't know it was just my dibber that I got in my pocket. I met all sorts of folks on my way up and down to the allotment, stopped to have a chat, managed to keep my 2 metre distance, except when I was dreaming about widow Twanky. Oh, and that time when I met Bill Sykes and all those dogs he was taking for a walk. One of those got much too close for comfort.
Ian, Nanny! Oh, sorry, mate. Name's Bill. I just started this dog walking services. Sykes and Bullseye, pet sitting walks. Well, it's not my usual caper, but you have to turn your hand to anything these days. Times are hard. And do you know, I just went to do a pickup out in the woods, this old Oliver place. Well, there was nobody there, so I thought. Then I sees the hound. It was sat up in bed. It was snarling and growling at me, and it had a bonnet on. Well, I ain't having none of that, Billy, me boy. So I punches the slavering beast between the eyes, knocks him out cold. Well, I had to drag Bullseye off him. He was worrying me on the lawn like a rabbit. Oh, I don't know what I'm going to say to the granddaughter who booked the job. Pretty little thing in her red hood and all. Well, Sykes will turn the charm on her. Anyway, I just have to get this soppy great thing back to the Darling family when they're back from fighting the Corona pirates. And then I can have a bit of papa with Nancy, you know what I mean? Stop her going off to clean up for them damn dwarf fellas. Well, pesky little blighters they are. And my next job's Toto. Now, he's a different captain fish altogether. He keeps wanting to go further and further away. He'll have me all the way to Kansas one day. His missus, Dottie's her name, said he's never been the same since he came back from Oz, where he saw all them munchkins. She wishes he'd left him out there with the kangaroos. Do you know, it's getting so busy now I could do with an assistant to help me. Will you help me, lad? What Jack did you say your name was? No, not interested. Oh, well, I'll probably call on old Dodger. He owes me a favour or two. Well, ta-ta for now, I'm off. Oh, stop! Dog, help!
You wouldn't want to meet him on a dark night, would you? I wonder how Queenie is getting on.
I've sorted it out. I've got a slot. I'm now going to start writing a list of essentials on my shopping site. Suppose I better begin with some liquid refreshment. Oh, yes. Prosecco, 10 bottles, yes, that should be enough. Wine, red and white, yeah, fine. Vodka, yes. Gin, yes. Campari, 1 bottle. Makes a fabulous cocktail. Tonic water, 1 bottle. Olives, yeah, have some olives. And some nibbles. Have a little smoked salmon. And I'm rather partial to macadamia nuts. And some other little crispy bits and things. Oh, food. Oh, I can get an order delivered from Sangam's or Bankhouse. That'll be lovely. Nothing else needed there. Cleaning wipes. Oh, 1 pack to sort out my very confused mirror. Hand gel. Suppose I'd better get some of that stuff. Red nail varnish. Oh yes, I can paint my own nails if I have to. Right, magic eye cream. 4 tubes. Oh, for goodness sake, what do you mean? Max 3. Ah! Hair products. So many to look through. Oh, this looks like a colour that will be right for me. What do you mean out of stock? No! Oh, this can't be the case. What can I do? Will the public in Lockedonia have to see me with a scarf under my crown? Oh, this can't be happening to me. What will people think? Oh, hang on a minute. I'm not really seeing people at the moment with this shielding thing. Oh, thank goodness. It's only Zoom calls at the moment. Perhaps I can get away with just touching up the front and not doing the back. Darling Cruella's been doing that for years. Panic over, I'm feeling calm. Just have a little sweet sip. Oh, better now. 1 important addition to my list. 6 red apples. Just in case she, who is as white as snow, tries to step inside my bubble. Oh no! Oh, I think I'm about to be timed out, so I'm sorry, I can't finish.
Oh, she'll get her comeuppance, mark my words. And now, here's some special advice from one of our healthcare professionals.
Hello? Yes, this is Lockdonia Opticians. Who's speaking? Miss White. I have 2 Miss Whites. Is it Winifred or Snow? Snow White, yes, contact lenses. You need an eye test. I'm afraid that due to the coronavirus invasion, we're only open for emergencies, accidents, loss of vision, that sort of thing. But just a minute, we did receive some government guidance on this. Let me check. Yes. They suggest you get in your car with a chatty friend with COVID-19 symptoms. Oh yes, sneezy would be ideal. And a 3 or 4-year-old if possible. You don't have one. Oh, just borrow 1 or 2 from the audience. Then you drive at full speed to a local beauty spot. Around 30 miles each way is recommended. So say Wentworth Woodhouse or Hardwick Hall. No, Scarborough's a wee bit far. Let's not be silly here. If you make it back safely, your eyesight is fine. Oh, wait a minute, there is a footnote. Do check that your insurance is up to date before you travel, and if you have a problem, the government accepts no liability. That should work. Goodbye.
Heavens, could it really be that the people supposed to be in charge don't heed their own advice?
When we last saw Jack, he had solved his first problem and was happy about his plans, but then...
Major problem number 2. All the garden centres and shops were shut. Where could I get some seed? Online shopping to the rescue. I put a big order in with Fagin, Hook and Cummins. All they sent me was a packet of beans. I rang up to see what had happened to the rest of my stuff, but Fagin and Hook were busy landscaping somewhere posh up Sheffield Road. The Cummins had been called to Durham. There was nothing for it. I'd just have to go with what I got. I had to decide which side of the shed I was going to put them. I chose the outside, of course. So, with no further ado, with a bit of trial and error, I planted my 7 dwarf beans. I was very excited to see how they got on, how quickly they grow. Here's what happened. Day 1. Day 2. Day 3. Imagine my surprise on day 4. There was this stonking great beanstalk growing up in my little allotment. What should I do? Should I climb it? Or should I not? Fagin Hut and Cummies might have a lot to answer for if I do. And what would Mum say?
What do you think is going to happen there? What will he find up that beanstalk? Shangri-La? Offers at Spa? Or just a break from his ma?
Meanwhile, back at the castle, how are Sleeping Beauty and the handsome prince getting on? Sleeping Beauty's mum and dad, the king and queen, are trying to work out what to do next.
Well, how are we bloody well going to get her woken up with this lockdown in place?
Oh, calm down, dear. You'll have an aneurysm.
Look, just get George to send a pigeon out. I know the bloody government have made it illegal for lovers to enter other people's houses, but this is the castle, for goodness sake. Who needs thorns with this nonsense going on?
We have just received a message from Alf. It seems they still want our H to go wake the princess. What do you think to that?
Oh, I'm not sure. Do you think it's safe?
Get on the blower, will you? Pigeons are so last century. Let's get to the bottom of this.
Oh, I know. Yes, I know. Well, you know what they're like. Yes. Oh, well, let's give it a go. I've arranged for Henry to find a way to perform a socially distanced kiss. It's about time he put those building things out of recycled plastic skills he learnt at the village school to use.
Well, of course it didn't work. It's hardly what you call modern, is it? How are the kids dating these days?
Oh, it's the Amazon driver.
What's he got?
I have no idea. A strange gadget. Oh, Internet dating does work after all!
Dear, oh dear, I think they need to keep practicing, don't you? Why don't you join us in our next instalment very soon? You'll get more advice from the fairy godmother, follow Jack's adventures and meet some new and some old characters. Well, you can even join Widow Twanky's virtual exercise class. Try and flatten your curve. Will it all end well? Will Jack get back home in time for tea? Will we meet the Corona pirates? Will the pubs ever be the same? You'll have to wait and see.